Hello, everyone. I'm going to be sharing with you all today my perspective of blended learning and what that looks like in my classroom, what I've experienced as a student, and also its significance in 21st century education. So, first, let's begin with what is blended learning. Blended learning is basically the combination of online instruction and face to face learning, and it can happen in a variety of different models. There's the flipped classroom model. There's also a hybrid model that you'll see a lot with colleges and universities. There's a rotation model that you'll see a lot in elementary schools with centers. And the whole idea behind this is that it allows students to control the frequency that they're looking at content, being able to be flexible to view it at their own pace. Um, and it just really creates a student centered learning experience for 21st century students. According to Gerbert, colleges and universities led this shift in teaching, and over the last few decades, it's dramatically increased in what they refer to as hybrid learning. And when I graduated from college over a decade ago, hybrid learning had really not made its kind of impact on my campus. That wasn't something that I saw at the time. At that time, there was more of a subtle integration of technology as far as using Blackboard for looking at your courses or syllabi and looking at grades, but there was no type of connection with actual learning online. But nowadays, blended learning is very much a part of the classroom experience. Um, and I wanted to also mention that um, it's a very relevant and trending teaching practice. The idea behind this method is to increase student engagement, critical thinking, and collaboration skills, all those 21st century skills that are necessary for teachers to implement. Um, in a flipped classroom model or technique, it would give students the flexibility, control when and where they learn. Another benefit to that would be with that distance learning. Ultimately, the classroom could be a space where students are more engaged in active collaboration, inquiry, and project based learning. There's more time for the teacher to actually kind of make the lesson student centered and for the teacher to give higher order instruction and to stimulate divergent thinking. In my current context as an elementary art teacher, I unfortunately do not have resources. I don't have all of the technology resources, nor the time consistency necessary to facilitate a regular blended learning environment. But in my few attempts of rotating students between virtual and physical practice, I have seen increased interest and engagement in lessons. As mentioned in the video Blended Learning in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the integration of connected online instruction is more relevant to this specific generation of students that live in a digitally kind of flooded world. Online interactives are simply more engaging than books, and so instead of replacing books, um, teachers are just really trying to integrate more technology to make this type of learning more relevant to students. Um, in my experience, though, I use Google Classroom to organize my teaching, but as far as blended learning, I use Google Classroom to present and control the online content that I present, such as TED Ed, Powtoons, PowerPoints, and other interactives for students to browse. And as I transition into the next level of teaching, I plan on teaching high school art. Um, and I really see myself using that completely with all of my courses, um, in different levels. But I really plan on using blended learning in all of my classes because in this context, I'll have access to more technology in the classroom. I'll have more time and frequency with my students. I'll be working with older students, so they'll have that commitment at home to actually do some type of flip learning lesson with me. And so yeah, and so through this course, I just hope that I learn more about how to implement that now and in the future as well. All right.